back in the studio with Kimberly Nelson. We're going to find out what's going on in philanthropy.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Well, there always seems to be something happening at Greenspring.
There does.
Yes.
There does.
Well, you know, as I was coming to the studio this morning, I had a resident stop me and say, you know what? I haven't seen Lorena in your office in a while. Is she on vacation? And so I thought I would update residents in case they hadn't heard. Is Lorena Pfister, who had been in catering, who then had transferred to philanthropy. She gave notice and she moved on to another opportunity in her life, which was outside of Greenspring.
Oh, that's...
So we are sad to see her go, but happy for her to have another opportunity. Mm-hmm. And currently, there is a temp in the philanthropy office, and his name is Duncan.
Mm-hmm. Very nice looking young man.
Good, and he's doing a great job jumping in with both feet, trying to help keep our head above water, so to speak. Mm-hmm. And he will be here till just right before the holidays to give us a little time so that we can recruit and interview and find hopefully the next fabulous person to help here at Greenspring in the office.
Good.
So I didn't want any residents to wonder or worry. She's not on vacation, and she went to do something else exciting, and we're really happy for her and sad for us. So
Right.
unfortunately, that is sometimes how it works.
That is.
Yes. Well, there's a couple things going on. One of the things is the philanthropy office, usually around Thanksgiving or early December, we have typically done what we call a year-end giving statement, where we send residents, here's what we have a record of with your charitable donations. Mm-hmm. Double check it, make sure it's right, that kind of thing. And so this year, because of obviously the change with Lorena leaving and a change in a computer system, we are having to delay that information a little bit. So it should be in resident cubbies in January, and Duncan is helping work on that right now.
Okay.
So I didn't want residents to worry or panic. We will still get you that information, and if you need something sooner, we can try to do our best. But hopefully folks don't need it much before January, since the tax season and all that isn't due till April.
Right.
So, but it is coming, and if for some reason we miss you or you don't get something in January, let us know, and we'll double check all that for you.
Good.
So, the other thing I wanted to talk about is a little bit about fraud. This is sort of that 'tis the season time of year.
Yes.
Where there are just a lot of different fraudulent things coming out. And there are a couple I wanted to highlight. The first one is the IRS scam, which is on your screen. I've had a couple residents call me recently and say they're getting phone calls with people claiming to be the IRS and how they owe money and they need to take care of it right this very minute.
Oh, yes.
You know, and give us a credit card right away. And
that should be the red flag immediately.
Perfect point. So if they ask for money, that's a huge red flag. But the second thing is the IRS is not going to call you.
Exactly.
They will send a certified letter. They will have it documented. They might send you multiple certified letters if you don't answer. But they will not call you on the phone.
Right.
So please do not give out any personal information, and do not share anything. You know, if it sounds fishy, just hang up.
Right.
And if you have a ability on your phone to block certain numbers from calling, then we would recommend that you do that. But definitely do not answer future calls if you have caller ID from that number, and definitely don't give them any personal information.
Right.
The other thing that I have also heard about is, again, it's phone calls, and they're claiming to be from charities. And this is, you know, this is so-and-so from the fire department or from the children's homeless something, and we, you know, now is a great time to write a check or give a donation. So if it's not a charity that you regularly give to, that you are really intimately familiar with that organization, I would not, again, give any credit card information over the phone. Ask them to mail you something or tell them you're not interested, you've already given for the year. But just be cautious, because there are some charities that are not really charities, but
Right.
they're posing as charities
Right.
to try to get your information.
Right.
So that is one we've also heard. And then the third one that I've heard about, and this one I have not heard about here, it was one that happened to my parents in Texas. Now, hopefully it won't happen here because we have a little better security. But here's what they do. They call you on your phone and they say, "Hi, I'm Joe from the courier service and I have a package to deliver. Are you going to be home? I need someone to sign for the package." And they show up dressed like a courier, not UPS, not Federal Express, sort of like an outside courier agency, and they bring you this beautiful package and they say, "We need you to sign for it, and oh, by the way, there's a $3.50 charge you need to put on a credit card because there's alcohol in the basket, and we're not allowed to deliver alcohol without a signature and authorization." And then again, they get your credit card number, they swipe it right there on a little machine, and all of a sudden they've accessed your account. So that was one. It didn't happen to my parents, but it was one that they had heard about from a friend. So
We can certainly spread that word in the community.
yeah, so I don't think we would have that as often here because we know
Not
the
in Green
couriers
Spring, right.
delivering. But if it's someone you're not familiar with who's delivering a package, just be aware. Anytime they ask for a credit card, if it's not something you're really intimately familiar with, do not give your credit card information, whether it's in person or over the phone, if it's not something you haven't initiated yourself.
Right.
So
I know I keep getting these calls, "Oh, you've won this fabulous prize," or "We've just approved the loan that you applied for," or,
and you hadn't applied
hadn't
for a
applied
loan.
for anything,
Yes. So it is that time of the year where everyone is really in such a giving spirit of helping each other, helping our neighbors. And unfortunately, the scam artists try to take advantage of that.
Yes.
So just a word of caution. And if it is a legitimate charity, a charity is happy with a donation at any time of the year.
Right.
And if you decide to research it and think about it and do it in January, that charity will be equally as happy.
I often, if I get a call similar to that, I'll say, "I don't give over the phone, send me a letter."
Yes.
And that's the last I hear from them.
Yes. And you usually do not get a letter.
No.
Yes, that is very true. And then one other thing, I just wanted to give a personal thank you, really not just to our resident philanthropy committee, but really all the residents who've been so generous this year with the various funds here at Green Spring, with the Scholarship Fund and Benevolent and Hospice. And then this afternoon, we do have the staff appreciation,
That's
which
right.
is not through our office and it's not tax deductible. But again, it is another wonderful opportunity and just a great example of the community spirit here at Green Spring. And I just really want to thank the residents for all they do really all year round. And I don't know that we say thank you enough. So I wanted to just take a minute to say thank you.
I think it's something we do have to stress because I think new people who moved in don't realize that so many of our staff are hourly staff rather than wage.
Right, than salary,
Than
yes.
salaried, and they are the ones who really keep this place looking so beautiful.
And they do a lot behind the scenes.
They do.
So I would
I always mention I love the hot water I have.
yes, they keep it working. So, but I just thank you. The Philanthropy Committee really thanks all the residents who've been behind many of the programs we've had. In January, we will start again with one of our estate planning seminars. It's going to be ringing in the new year.
And those are wonderful.
With John Ritzert. He has been here before, and we've had several residents ask about it. So we'll get that information up in January, and so folks can get it on their calendar. But we look forward to really another exciting year here at Green Spring. And if residents have suggestions for seminars, whether it's estate planning or financial or fraud prevention things or something that they've heard of, please just come by and let me know so we can do some research and try to get some of those things on the calendar for sharing information. I think that's one of the benefits of Green Spring.
Yes.
There is so much to share. The hardest part is just keeping up with all of it.
That's right. That's right.
So, but we just thank everyone for a great year and hope to see everyone this afternoon at the Staff Appreciation Celebration.
It is a real celebration, too.
It is.
It's great.
It's so appreciative, and I think it just warms your heart at this time of the year to know that Green Spring really is just one big family.
It is.
And
It is.
this event this afternoon is a great example of that.
I think it is.
And so I'll be there for part of the time, and we hope other folks are able to pop in
Good.
for a little while as well. So, so I think those were all of my quick announcements.
Okay, well, we have another minute if you have anything else you'd like to add.
I just want to say thank you for a great year. Your year-end giving statements will come in January, and beware of any scams, frauds, or anything asking for your credit card.
You know, I think maybe if you were alerted to any of those possible scams that are coming through, if people would alert you to them,
Yes.
maybe even just post them on the bulletin board,
Yeah.
latest scam alert type thing.
Well, and we try to post them on the scroll too, so that's why the IRS one has been running recently, because that one is sort of bubbled back up again.
Because I think some people just, ignore them without thinking
Yes.
about, well, gee, somebody else might get caught on that.
Right, right. Yeah, so if you do hear anything, please let us know. We can't prevent them from calling you, but we would like to at least alert your neighbors and make sure you haven't given more information than you
Right.
should have, so that you're not
I think the main thing is
unintentionally a victim.
don't give your credit card number out unless you have made the call.
Correct.